What's happening, working class hustlers of America and all across the globe? It's your main man, Horace, also known as La Machine. And once again, we're back for another episode of the Working Class Hustler Podcast. As usual, we have your working class hustler panel. That includes myself. That includes Ambrose, the lovely Miss Karen, and Nate's also with us today. The Working Class Hustler panel waves and says hello. Now, remember, we are all here for your benefit. And in order for that to happen, we need communication. We need to know who you are, where you're from, so we can shout you out, recognize you. We're looking for your questions. We're looking for interaction. We're looking for likes. We're looking for shares. So let's get to it. Oh, we got another one of the panel showed up. Frank is in the house. Nate, you're muted right now, but you can stay there until you're ready to, whenever you're ready to chime in, just letting you know there.
Yeah.
All right. Remember, hustlers, most of our panel members have things going on outside of this collective. So make sure you check in the show notes, because we all come from different kind of backgrounds. We're doing a lot of different things, and some of us would like to share what we got going on. A lot of that is in the show notes of ways to contact us outside of this panel. So make sure you check that out. We got a lot to get to. You guys know I work a regular job, but I don't work today. So we're gonna let it go. We're gonna let it do what it do. There's no pressure. I live in what is considered South Central Pennsylvania, and we are getting plenty of snow right now. How about you, Karen? She's in PA with me.
Flurries.
That's it?
Flurries.
Oh man. Now what about Frank? You got anything going on out there? Oh, you muted. You guys got audio on Frank? Anybody got audio on Frank? No? Okay, work on that for a minute. I ain't even gonna ask Ambrose.
Man, first of all, it's chilly and it started raining and thundering out here. And that just happened, about 15-20 minutes ago. In Florida, it could be raining 1 minute and an hour, the sun can be out. But right now it's kind of chilly, cloudy, and it's raining and storming here. So we're getting a little bit of that.
What you call chilly.
I know, man. Listen to me. I'm from Connecticut.
I'm not sympathetic.
Hey, I'm from Connecticut. I know what the weather. Yeah, I know what cold weather is. So, it's a little spoiled. So I'm not going to say too much.
Well, what's going on over in your neck of the woods, Nate? You out west?
It's cold out here. It's 40. Well, we just came up from 30s.
Oh my God!
Now it's 40. High today will be 53 degrees.
I don't want to hear it.
That's cold being in the desert.
I'll take 53. I don't know about that 30.
Cold with a lot of wind. How about that?
All right.
Hear me now?
Let me move.
We hear you.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we got a little snow, but it ain't really been that much snow. It's been cold, but it really hasn't been that much snow. So
right. And you in the Detroit area.
Yeah, what they call Metro Detroit.
Okay.
What was Nate weather?
30.
40.
30 to 50 something.
30 to 50. It's 40 right now. And they also said that we're getting into the coldest part of the season. 30s all next week. How about that? So you won't be getting in the pool unless it's heated.
Yeah. It's crazy how it's been seeming like the warm areas hasn't been as warm. Like the difference hasn't been as much as it normally, because it was 40 here yesterday. Like normally we not nowhere near y'all weather. Like if it's 40 here, it's like 70 there. Like
global warming.
Yeah, well, we benefiting from it in the cold states. We cool with it. Warm it up.
Well, if you go, I live like 20 minutes from the mountain, and we can see the snow on top of there right now.
Yeah, I went hiking in the
And they're calling
mountains in
for more.
Vegas.
They're calling for more. So if you love to ski, come on down.
Oh no, I don't do no. No,
I'm gonna take a
I said,
hard pass on that. Thank
Snow
you.
looks good on television.
I'm
That's
not.
it.
I don't do nothing like that.
Yeah,
I'm a
yeah.
stereotype. I do basketball and I don't do
Hey,
none
we
of
sold
that.
ski boots.
Whoa.
Well, check this out, hustlers. Let's get to it.
I
There's
told
something
y'all it was
going
coming.
on.
It ain't nothing
And
Oh,
going on.
mind you,
tickety tock. Tickety tock. The clock ran out.
yeah. And you know, we have been touching on this
Yeah,
going
today,
back weeks.
You know,
And
this was okay. This was not unexpected. You know, we all knew that, you know, it was going to go down today. Unfortunately, it went down yesterday, and a lot of people were on live in the middle of in the middle of it, and it just shut down, and it came up with this, uh, you know, that thing right there,
That
and
message.
that message. That's what it came up with, but they thought that they was going to do. Um, I'm sorry, guys. I mean, just jump in. But they thought that they was going to do. The app was going to run, but what happened was the people who run TikTok, and I mean the servicers, they were going to be fined. I don't know, $5,000 a day or $5,000 a minute if they didn't shut the servers down. So the people who the people who shut it down, it wasn't TikTok, it was the servers, like the iPhone people. Those are the ones that said, hey, we're not going to get fined, so we shut it down. It was supposed to be shut down today. It was supposed to go dark today, but they shut it down yesterday, and that's what it was. So the issue is that they wanted to shut it down so they can get Trump to turn it back on, which he already said that he was going to turn it back on as soon as he get inaugurated. So we all knew that it was going to be down for a couple of days. But the thing is that a lot of people are, which is not really nice. You know, it's a bad feeling, because I mean, people listen to me very carefully, and I didn't realize this until it shut down. There were people crying because there was a lady who her husband divorced her, left her, and left everything. He left her with nothing but 3 kids, and she went to one of the senators and said, I got on TikTok to make a living. And he said, I didn't even know people make a living on TikTok. And you know, they had no clue. This is why they voted the way they did. There are people who are literally going to be in a big situation because this was their life and this is their livelihood. I mean, you can imagine, we are Amazon sellers. Imagine your account gets shut down by Section 3. And Nate, you're the man, because you always say diversify, diversify, diversify. But the thing is that let me tell you what happened with me this week on TikTok. I got monetized on Tuesday. I got monetized to do TikTok shop on Tuesday. I did a live yesterday and made $10 for 40 minutes on a live. I'm nobody. Imagine there's people making $4,000 or $5,000 on a live every time they go on live. And that's why they do it, you know, like a job. They get on there in the morning, noon at night, and they do a live. They get paid. I know one of my friends get paid $4,000 every time she do a live. None of these platforms are paying like TikTok was paying. And I know you say versatile, and some of these guys are on other, you know, YouTube and whatever, but TikTok Live is a different beast.
That's what I was going to ask about. I've heard some.
Different beast.
Ambrose, are you familiar with a platform called? I'm not sure what it's called, but it starts with Red something. Have you heard?
That is a Chinese platform that can't handle, because a lot of people was online telling them where they was going to go. Flip can't handle the volume. That's one of them. Fan base is a totally African American owned. They can't handle it either. You know, Red on, you got to incorporate the English, you know, because they're Chinese, so that's not handling. There's nothing like TikTok. All these other ones that are coming out of the woodwork, they don't have the bandwidth to handle what's going on. That's why TikTok was so popular. There's another one called Clapper that I think black owned. that I was on, you know what I mean? And that one's glitchy up,
So it's like
glitchy.
Amazon and the other platforms. I
Thank
mean,
you.
the other
Yes.
platforms
Yes.
are, viable, but they're
Yes.
just not where
No.
Amazon is
Because you
right
got to,
now.
let's say for instance, YouTube, you got to put a base up, just like what we do here. I do a live. TikTok sends me every half hour. They send me new clients. They send me new people. Boom, boom, boom. Put them in my live every half hour. So the longer I stay on there, the more people come onto my live automatically.
Mhm, mhm.
Who does that? YouTube doesn't do that. I mean, that I can set up a time and say, hey, I'm going to be on live on 3 o'clock on Friday. They said, okay, fine. As soon as I get on there, they're sending clients. They're sending people to my live. People I don't even know. It's just on my product. So there are people, and like I said, I don't know what they're going to do with all these people who are selling products. We're making a living selling products. I don't know. There's money that people have sitting in there, just like with Amazon, and people don't know where they're going to get their money from. They was expecting to get paid. You get paid every Wednesday. So there are people who don't know what's going to happen on Wednesday, whether they're going to get paid or not.
So you have
It's a serious situation, but most people are making fun of it, which I think is crazy because, I mean, Horace, you lost your job. How did you feel? It's not a good feeling.
It's not.
still hurts. Still hurt.
Why are you making me relive this? No.
It's true. True. That's true.
But I
TikTok
mean,
went down,
listen to me.
and
It was,
and you had PDF.
yeah, it wasn't that bad for me, but I just think that people making fun of it is just like your job can do the same thing. I had two friends of mine get laid off on Monday from a regular job.
Well, you know what? I'm glad you asked that. I'm glad you asked that, Ambrose. That's important. When you're asking me how I feel, I can almost equate it to TikTok because I saw the writing on the wall. There was, rumors, the negotiations were going bad. I was a union Teamster member. All of the negotiations had fallen apart, and we kind of saw it coming. Well, it was the same with TikTok. There were rumors, and those, you could kind of prepare yourself. So by the time we went out of business, I had already applied for different companies. I wanted one of the best that you could get in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. It was a lengthy process. And so you couldn't just walk into another job. Even as a trucker, we can get a new job every week for the rest of our careers if we want it. But what type of job? Are you going to get the best or just any job? I was able to take my time and go through a lengthy 4-interview process because I had, like Nate said, the diversification. I had income coming from other sources. But I wonder, when I look at the news, it doesn't seem like a lot of people on TikTok were ready for a quick transition. What would you say to that? Because I know we were peppering you, Ambrose, with questions, and you were certain nothing was going to happen. You did not think
I
it was
really,
going to shut down.
I still think it's going to be back up. It's too much. But when you, as a government, say that you don't, half of the people who voted against it don't even know what TikTok is all about. They think it was, and and I hate to get political, but half of these guys who are, saying no to the bill are big Meta fans. Meta fans. They have all stock in Meta. So therefore, they think it's a threat to them. So they really have no idea. They just think China is come over here and take all your business. But the fact is, what they don't understand is that the people who run TikTok are all American companies. So you're automatically going to get feedback from American companies who were using the servers. Who was, you're looking at the iPhone was one of the, avenues that worked very well because they were their own. They was the one that's connected to the servers. So that's why they turned all that stuff off. And it was like, hey, we're done. It's like so I think it's going to get turned back on. It's just that it is not as easy to make money on these other platforms that it is in TikTok. That's what it is. So now, even though a lot of people had all those 3 platforms, this is like, okay, we're moving from Amazon to Walmart. You got to get used to Walmart. You got to start all over again. I'm not saying you're not going to make any money, but hey, Amazon is the big dog. Walmart is starting to come. So you're going to make money on Walmart, but you ain't going to make the type of money on these other platforms right away as you was making on TikTok. It's not going to happen because
let's
think
take
different
quick,
things.
let's take a quick moment. We got one of the working class hustlers is out there, Chris Andrews, and I see Nate shouted him out. Hey, good to hear from you. Let us know how things are going with you. Are you what platforms are you on right now? Are you doing anything, or what are your plans? We love you, man. Thanks for showing up. And while you're getting that together, so Ambrose, there's that guy from Shark Tank. I can't remember his name.
Yeah. Levy.
You know where I'm going with this.
Levy.
He was saying every day that app is down, TikTok is just devastating.
Yes,
and to the extent that for every day that it goes down, that it stays down, I should say, it could actually lose value in terms of being sold, because what they're saying is people aren't going to sit around and wait forever. They're going to pivot and move over to other platforms. Do you think people are going to sit around, particularly Americans? Do you think they're going to sit around and wait?
No.
Or you do not?
No, and the thing is that we all knew that it was going to go down today. Today was called the dark day. We knew it was going to go down today. Trump is supposed to be inaugurated tomorrow, right? So he said that he was going to turn it back on once he got inaugurated. What Biden did was he pumped it, punt and say, hey, let the new administration deal with it. There was some news out there that he promised to turn it on as soon as he get inaugurated. So it's only, from what the rumor says, it's going to be.
I mean, does he have the?
He can override it. He has the power to override it, And Biden had the power to stop it, but Biden was like, I'm not stopping anything, even though he kind of started it. But he said, I'm not stopping anything because it's a new administration. Let them deal with it. But
here's the thing, though. He didn't. People aren't saying, here's the thing. Who is Trump's friend? Who is his best buddy? Mr.
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk.
And Elon Musk owns what?
Twitter.
X.
Yeah.
So you're aligning yourself with the owner of X. You're aligning yourself with the owner of Meta. What's R&D doing in the background that we don't know?
And don't Meta on Instagram?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and this is why this is the underlying factor of that whole thing is that's why it got shut down, because there's a lot of these senators who already have stock in Meta and in YouTube. They're the ones that say, hey, and it of course, if it's shut down, they're going to make a benefit of it. But from what I understand and what I've read is that he has already had a meeting with the owner of Dance, ByteDance, who is there, assuring him that this was going to happen, and they already have the details worked out. He just got it. This is what I heard. I don't know. Like I said, there's a couple of people who want to buy TikTok, like the Shark Tank guys that get a group together, Mr. Beast, who is the number one guy on. So there's a couple of people who want to buy it, but like you said, the longer it stays down, I think the longer it's going to take to get back up. I mean, that's just
what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts about why the Supreme Court ruled? Because they said it was all about national security. What do you think about that? And the idea that China is, getting our information.
Well, like I said, what's crazy about it? What's crazy? You're on mute, Horace.
Go ahead, Ambrose.
Well, I think it's the same way as when people say I don't want to drive. See, I only drive foreign cars myself, me personally. But people who say I won't drive a foreign car, I'm only going to drive American cars. I know people who live in Detroit say a lot of that because of one reason or another. But 95% of the pieces come from China. And you're driving a car that you think is American, but it's not. So when you're talking about,
I think you're looking at where you take. It's like if I buy all the pieces of something from China but put it together in America, is it really American made?
But see, that's the
You
that's
know
the
what I'm
that's
saying?
the illusion that people have
Like if
when
you
they
buy a
say,
dresser off
right,
of Temu and it comes from China, but you put it together in your living room, is it an
yeah.
American dresser? You know?
And that's the dilemma that people don't know about when they sit around here and say, I only buy American cars. I mean, I know, I'm an older guy. I know people who only buy Cadillacs. Well, you know what?
The parts come from Mexico.
Yeah.
I
And the
know. I
thing is
bring
that,
them or
yeah,
used to.
right. So that's the thing that people
Yeah.
don't know. But the underlying factor of your information getting stolen, your information, and like I said, most people don't know the information that's gathered is gathered by American companies. Like I
Yeah.
said,
And
iPhone
so
and things of
China,
that. And so China, they own it, but they have teamed up with American companies to do the service and to do the what you call those things that we talk, the internet service or whatever that so that's what's going to happen. A lot of people are going to lose their jobs if that is the case, because they're not going to be able to, you know what I mean? It's the underlying of the whole thing. So it's these guys. The reason why I think it is because these guys pretty didn't even do the due diligence and figure out what's going on, really, to be
I
honest with
think
you.
they want to see if it's going to be an influx of users on the accounts that they benefit from people being on or not. And then
I
they
agree.
probably going to do what most of these social medias do, where they steal the best features from another one. You know, like YouTube start focusing on reels when they don't focus on shorts because TikTok and because Instagram had reels. Like everybody kind of recycle what the other,
But that was
platform was doing.
but see
So they can purge some of the best features from TikTok and profit off of it. That might determine whether or not, how they treat opening it back up or not.
but see that's the what Horace said before. That's the issue that was always an issue where each one of these platforms had their thing.
Yeah.
YouTube was shorts, and they was continuously changing.
Well, YouTube is long form, really.
Well, the shorts are going crazy right now. They
Yeah,
have the
but
And
shorts.
that was in
still
response. That was in
Right,
response to TikTok.
that's
yeah.
correct. So now they got the shorts and they're getting paid very well on the shorts. So they're pushing the shorts. So Facebook has now got in the game and they're saying, hey, post with us.
they have shorts.
So all of them has been
I mean, it's great for
chasing.
content creators
Right.
because everybody's in a field.
Well,
Because you
yes
can.
yes and no, because the algorithms and what they do keep changing. So if you were doing just like you just
Yeah.
said, long form was doing well for YouTube. Now all of a sudden it's shorts. Now
Swag.
all of a sudden it's
Sorry,
this.
I'm
Now all
sorry.
of a
I
sudden
don't
it's
want to
that.
cut you off, but
Did you just see that? You just seen that?
one of our viewers said TikTok just came back up.
Let me see. I'm gonna check on my phone.
Yeah, Kelly. Yeah.
Maybe,
Right. I'm
maybe
checking my phone to see
Ambrose.
what is going
Maybe
on
Ambrose
in the
was
world
right.
here.
I just really think this business is too big to go down. I just really do think it is. It's too many people. There's almost 3 million people. No, it's not up
TikTok
yet.
is up.
It ain't for
What?
me.
It is.
The thing is for me, it's just too big. There's too
Thanks,
many people
Ellen
involved.
J.
There's
for
there's
letting
3
us
million people
know.
that make a living on TikTok every day. 3 million plus.
Well,
So
they
you
can make
think
some of it
Hey,
all of
today.
this?
hey, Karen, it didn't
They
get to
can
Florida
make
yet,
last
so let me
night.
see.
But they can
Oh,
make it today. They
Kelly
just
J,
got
where are you located at, Kelly J? Where you at?
Yeah. I
Kelly,
think on mine, like I can't see nothing I post, but you can see some actual
Did you-
TikToks.
did you down any load, Frank? Did you down anything? Download your information beforehand?
I mean, I got it all on my computer anyway. Like all my.
Well, they said that you had to download it from the app, and you can download everything you ever posted. So that's what we did, because that's why we was online yesterday. People was telling us how to do it, and you had to have your ID number, because if you get your ID number, everything that you had comes back to where it was. But that's only through the app. And I'm not up yet, so I don't know. I'll wait till.
continuing saga. I'm up.
And that's what I said. We all knew it was going to be for one day.
I mean, but isn't it just banned in the United States?
Yes.
Yeah, hey, Kelly J's in Florida with you, Ambrose.
Then you might just need a VPN.
Yeah, I got one of
I
those.
tried. I don't have it on my phone, so I went out to see in the App Store to see if I could download it, and
Not today.
it said downloads for this app are paused due to current U.S. legal requirements.
Yes,
and it is still saying that.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I don't know what's going on.
But even when I was on, sometimes it was on and sometimes it was off before it really shut down. So some people had it, some people
Yeah.
didn't.
It's
Before
like
it
it's
shut down.
glitchy. Like I can look at
Yeah,
like 4
yeah,
TikToks and then I
yeah.
can't look at no more. Like that's
Right.
how
Yeah.
it works. Like
Yeah.
it's
That's what it
glitchy.
was.
It's
Yeah.
not
Very
100% down.
That's how they said it would
Okay,
start.
so Kelly J said Trump posted on Truth Social, which I don't even know about Truth Social, that he would not charge them. I am fascinated by the fact that, I mean, we're influencing what happens, like for mega $1 million company, whatever, uh, by posting something on a platform. Like he said, that's what he said on a platform, on a social media platform. Wow. He says he's not going to charge them. So if you're not going to get charged, then I guess you can put it back up, because the fear was that they, they were going to be fined or whatever.
See, and that's the thing. The thing is that the companies, the underlying companies like iPhone and all of the other people, they were scared. They didn't want to get fined $100,000 every time, every day. So that's why they shut it down. They was like, "Hey, I'm out of here. This is like your internet service. If I'm going to get
Right.
fined,
Hot
I'm shutting it down."
potato.
Right.
So
So
this is some breaking news. TikTok is working again in the US just hours after shutting down.
it ain't working for
and
me.
it's thanks to Trump. TikTok was up and running again Sunday, hours after incoming President Donald Trump vowed to keep TikTok from going dark. The Chinese social media app confirmed it was in the process of restoring service in a statement posted to X, and thanked Trump for his part in getting the social site back. Quote, "We thank President Trump for providing the necessary clarity and assurance to our service providers that they will face no penalties, providing TikTok to over 170 million Americans and allowing over 7 million small businesses to thrive," TikTok policy wrote on X.
Okay, panel
I told
members,
you.
if you're not on TikTok, are you about to jump on?
Yes, they will.
Hey, you got to be careful with them auto blog posts. You got to be careful with the accuracy of them auto blog posts.
Okay.
I don't know.
It's a situation where there's, not forget the people. There are businesses that's like with Amazon. There's businesses that are on TikTok, and that's how they live, and that's how they make their living with a business. And I really didn't know it was that big, to be honest with you. But I didn't know. I don't think anybody can duplicate these other two platforms, Facebook or whatever, can duplicate how people make money, because there's just people make money by telling a story on TikTok. They want you to tell you the truth about TikTok, and that's how those videos make so much money, because it's about a real people.
Yeah.
You
It's
go
like,
you-
no,
if
go
you
ahead.
go to YouTube, it's about learning something. You want to learn how to do something. You don't go to TikTok when you want to learn how to drive a car. Perfect example. I was on TikTok and I just made my ebook. Just made a digital ebook for Amazon sellers. You know what I mean? So people, that is something that will go on two places. That's something that will go on Pinterest, and it will go on YouTube, because that's what people want, that information. People, not many people are going to, even though I've seen a lot of Amazon people moving over to TikTok in the last couple of weeks, but selling a course or wherever the situation is. But that is a big deal on YouTube. Facebook is your friends, family, you meeting people. You see the difference between those three platforms and what they are good with. So it's I don't think they can duplicate what TikTok does. I don't think they can. They can try and they come close, but I don't think they can.
Ambrose, you said you got an ebook out now?
Yes.
Can you drop the link in the chat for us? Let's check it out.
I don't have the link right now, but I will drop it in there.
Like for next week.
Wait a minute. I think it's it's going to be on my Stan store. Let me see if I got that.
Yeah, work on that for a minute. In the meantime,
yeah, it's going to be my Stan store. What am I talking about?
For those of us, for anybody out there that's interested in Amazon, that's my bread and butter. So let's take a look at hold on a second. What my
It's my bread. It's not being buttered too well right now. It ain't too buttery right now.
Karen, come over to TikTok.
So we're just looking at over the past week what sales were looking like for me. Now, actually, I'm down a little bit. If you look the previous week, I was up by about by about 1,000. But if you look last year, I'm up from last year. So I will tell you this, hustlers, I have decided to become a lot more aggressive. I got to be honest, my sales could be much higher, and a lot of it is due to my more passive nature, because once you get it on automatic, and if you're like me, you got a regular job and you got other ways that you're making money, you're not being aggressive enough. Amazon is not a hustle. Amazon is a business. So you're not going to, if you decide that you're going to have a business, especially selling goods, your margins aren't going to be as big. That's not where it is with that. It's more about the consistency, the predictability, the reliability.
It's a long haul situation.
What was that?
I just said it's kind of a long haul situation, not
absolutely.
a quick flip type.
But if it's for you, definitely. But remember, humans were put here to work. That was our purpose. And a lot of times, what we do in the modern world is we kind of promote this notion that what we should be doing is seeking less work, less movement, more relaxation, more pleasure. Okay, I'm not going to get into that, but I can tell you right now, you can always tell the person who has become very adept at doing less. You can see it. They tend to carry more weight. They tend to do a lot less. They tend to be out of shape and a little bit more on the unhealthy side. I'm just telling you that's just a fact. There are people who will get to a parking lot and they always look for the closest spot because they don't want to walk, but we were put here to walk. You got to be careful. There's nothing wrong with wanting passive income. It's your choice how you want to make your money, but just be careful with that. There's a price to pay for that choice. And I'm not trying to tell you what way to do it, but if you're inclined to actually go out there and get to the bag, and literally put in physical work to do it, there are rewards for that type of movement. But for me personally, sales are very strong going into this year, and I intend on, getting them stronger. But a lot of my activity is in the wholesale sector. So it's a lot of power when you partner with manufacturers, distributors, and wholesalers, because now you got access to their entire catalog and you can afford to become more aggressive if you want more revenues. Did you have something, Ambrose?
One thing that, and I'm not trying to push down on you, but when you talk about the wholesale business of it, and this is what bothers me with some of these gurus, they try to push young people to do wholesale. And the two things that you need to do wholesale is you got to be a corporation, an LLC, to get a good wholesaler. Now you can get some bad ones, but a good wholesaler is going to want you to have your paperwork together. They're going to want you to have some cash, or they want you to have a good credit line, because a lot of the good wholesalers, they don't take credit anymore, or you have to apply for a credit limit with them. So I think that a lot of these people, and this is why I wrote my ebook, is because a lot of these guys, these gurus say, hey, jump on being a wholesaler. Yeah, well, you know what? The wholesaler is just not going to pick you up and give you the keys to the wholesale department when in fact you are starting out because they don't trust you, whatever the situation is. Now, I got wholesale accounts, and I had to go through a lot to get wholesale accounts because I've been in the business for 4 years, and I've been making money. I have an LLC, I have a website, I have all that stuff together, and that's what they look for. And you know, some of my wholesalers, they don't take, as you know, grocery, they don't take credit cards, they take cash. So in my ebook, what I taught people is that you got to have one, cash flow, have your company together in order to be in, and the margins are lower in order to be able to set up a wholesale account. It's not that easy.
I think one thing that you tend to touch on, Ambrose, is the BS that these
Yes.
gurus put
Yes.
out.
Yes.
And you know what I tell people is, look, I like for a beginner, I like arbitrage for
Yes.
starting out. Number one, you can literally start where you are. If you have a realistic expectation and you're not coming in thinking that you're going to be making all this money overnight, you start where you are. And the benefit to that is, number one, you don't really know this business. So why would you go out, form an LLC, invest all this money into the business in terms of revenue and fees and all of this when you don't even know? You haven't even proven to yourself whether or not you're cut out for this. Everything ain't for everybody. Everybody that you know registers, enrolls in college, they don't always make it just because they went. They find out, hey, college ain't for me. Well, the same thing happens in business. Everybody that starts a business doesn't always stay because it wasn't for them. Everybody that starts on a particular platform doesn't always stay. So why would you put all that money out there if you start out small and you stay consistent and you learn that it is for you? You'll grow, and you'll grow at a pace that allows you to learn and be ready. You'll know when it's time to step up. You'll know when it's, you know, once you've proven through time. But see, don't nobody want to tell you the truth in business. And I don't care what business it is. Nobody wants to tell you, stick with it. And in 5 years, maybe you'll start to make some money.
But see,
nobody want to tell you the truth because you can't sell that.
I want to hear that.
Nobody want to sell that.
Nobody want to hear that 5 years.
It doesn't sell.
It doesn't sell. I mean,
It's gonna be hard.
Sell.
It's gonna be hard to sell that $1,000 course.
You're right. You're right.
I got a friend of mine, and you guys should go on TikTok and just type in Amazon. I mean, all these Amazon people that I've known and I know, they're on TikTok right now saying, hey, showing their warehouse. You know, this guy, I'm not gonna name his name, and I get a lot of DMs. He's showing everybody his warehouse. He has 8,000 square feet of warehouse. He's telling people he's making, you know, his rent went up to $12,000 a month, and he's telling people to go set up wholesale accounts and go to the stores, and you see what I'm saying? So they're just missing so many steps, and people are like, wow, I'm gonna get into this business. Nobody's listening to you, Horace. Nobody's listening to that 5-year plan. Nobody's listening to this business plan.
You are absolutely right.
And half of these guys that's on this spewing out all this information, they ain't selling on Amazon anymore.
But you know what I think that is, though?
Go ahead.
I think that the gurus are marketing entrepreneurship to people who not really entrepreneurs already.
That's correct.
All right.
Them the people that's gonna buy that. If you've been in any type of business before, you know good and well that you're not about to start today with $100. 6 months later, you making $600. You're making $60,000 a month. Like,
and even when you see those guys, they post all their money on there, the bars and that. I made 10,000. But see, people not telling them in order for you to make 10,000 a month, you probably spent $100,000. And nobody's saying that, and nobody's talking about.
They're not telling you that the ROI is probably in the teens.
You did,
and it's a cash heavy. Like, they're not telling you the amount of money you need to put it. It can happen. They just skipping, you know. Hey,
you right?
They're skipping the middle. You know, it's like they telling you enroll in college, make $500,000 a year. They not giving you the 12 years of college you got to do in the middle to do that. They not.
Hey, you know, when you stop and you think,
pay back for a zillion years for the rest of your life.
You know, you stop and you think about this channel. I started this channel back in 2017, and I had delusions of grandeur. I thought I was going to really blow up but I stayed true to who I am. And I wasn't going to put out
You
a
didn't
a
sell a
bunch of
dream.
BS.
That's why.
And
You
then I
didn't sell
came
it.
to a crossroads because I learned with what teaching the truth, I am never going to go viral. Then there was the introspection where I had to look at myself and the amount of time, effort, energy, and money that I'm putting into this, knowing that it will never amount to much in terms of that type of monetary success and prestige for me. That is when I learned who I am, because I kept doing it anyway. I tried to get away from it. I told myself, what the hell are you doing this for? It ain't making you no money. It ain't never going to make you no money. You're doing this for the one person every month or two that will actually reach out and give. Why are you doing this?
Yeah, you
I
let your
don't know.
Amazon business suffer for your channel for a while.
Say that again.
I said you let your Amazon business suffer.
I
For
did,
the
because
channel for a while.
I was putting so much into trying to, help other people. I don't put as much in it as I used to, but I can't get away from it. I think it was a calling or something, but I'm just not gonna stop. And I guess I'm just doing what I truly enjoy. If it was just for the money, trust me, baby, I'd have been gone a long time ago. Do you know how? To the working class hustler panel right now, we have 4 people watching this. 4 people. This is what I get for consistency. For how many years? I don't know, 7. This is what I get. Now, if I was out here capping about, all the money you could make and showing lifestyle and all of that.
You know you're not a guru until you got some Lamborghini in your video. Come on now, you got to get you a Urus,
But
a
see,
Lamborghini, a Urus or a Ventador. Got to be in your video.
but and I
Somewhere
don't
warm with a boat in the background.
see.
Now
But
you gonna get some.
I definitely don't want to bash any, because I'm on all these platforms. But your life and your lifestyle, Horace, will resonate on TikTok, and this is the difference between these platforms. Your trueness, your realness. If you had this whole realness on TikTok, you will be a star. Ain't no doubt about it. Because when you look at the platforms that you choose to be on, if you want to be real, you want to be on TikTok. If you want to be phony, like Frank just said, with the Lamborghinis and everything else, this is the place to be. But you're not going to be successful in this platform if you're going to be telling people what's real, because people want the illusion of all the, people are in the hotels and overseeing the water. Listen, man, I'm in Florida. You can go to a high rise and rent a high rise all day long and see water. In Vegas, I know it's the same way. You can rent one of those rooms and say, hey, this is my lifestyle living, and it's not real.
Certain areas is so nice, like you can literally be standing outside somebody else.
I was driving. I was in the parking lot. I was in the parking lot the other day.
Right quick.
I was in the parking lot the other day, and there was 2 women taking photos in front of a Corvette that was parked. The guy was in the store, and they was posing in front of his car, hoping that he didn't come out. And I saw the guy come in and out, and they're in there posing, next to this Corvette that was parked in the parking lot. And I know they probably was on YouTube, wherever they was, saying, "Hey, this is mine," and and it's that's the status that certain areas do. And I like all these.
That could have been that guru video right there.
I know exactly, and yeah. I never seen that.
A family member that got a nice car, you can just do it in front of the car.
Hey, look at this. We got a visitor from Portugal, Jorge Sousa, if I got that right. Hey, hello to you, and thanks for joining us.
Awesome.
That's pretty neat.
But
yeah, you know what, Ambrose? I'm gonna have to seriously consider what you just said to the panel. What you're saying is the demographic on TikTok, in your opinion, is more receptive and more interested in realness.
That's correct.
Versus the typical audience on YouTube that tends to lean into all this BS, and lifestyle. That's what you believe.
That's a fact. I mean, let's say, for instance, and I know we talked about this a while ago, there's levels of monetization on all of these platforms, but on YouTube, you can get paid for you can get monetized for your videos, you get monetized for your views, you get monetized for, just setting up a live. You can get monetized for all sorts of things. You go on YouTube, you can get monetized. They want you, like Frank said, they want you to have long videos and so on and so forth. It's a different way. It's not as many ways to get monetized on YouTube as it is on TikTok. That's the fact.
Well, what would you say? We'll come back to you in a second, Karen. Hold your thought. What would you say about Instagram? How does that fare in terms of someone like me that wants to be real?
Instagram is also, shaking his head. Instagram is one of the hardest ones and frankly one of the least paid, and that's a lifestyle too. That is a lifestyle, but you know what? You have to be willing to put your lifestyle out there. But see, this is the problem with Instagram. And a lot of people who put their life out there and show, hey, what they're really about, they get so many haters in their comments. So many people telling us, why are you showing this? Why are you doing this? Why? So there's a lot of back and forth, which helps the algorithm,
Which helps the algorithm because it's interactive.
Right, but people are dissecting what you're doing. So somebody might be saying, well, go stop, whatever the situation is. Some people can handle that, some people can't.
You gotta be ready for the hate, and you need thick skin.
Yes.
Karen, what were you gonna?
Yeah. You get that posting basketball video. I get people in the comments.
Well, yeah, that's a subject matter that brings people that are looking for banter and
I noticed that YouTube will like warn you if you like about to comment and it ain't particularly nice.
Oh yeah, you can go back and forth, but you can't go in on them. You know what I mean? Because that's not allowed.
Yeah. So I said,
oh, you got to just let trouble, huh?
I'm gonna let because I'm typing it up right as what I was about to respond, and then the warning come before I could even hit see, and the warning come like I forgot what it said, but basically like, yeah,
you might want to reconsider
take the edge off of that. You're gonna.
So I just let the comment people comment and argue with each other. I don't even get involved. I just like this comment, like that comment, but I don't really. Yeah, because
Karen,
I gotta say
go ahead. You had something I want to hear. What were you going to say, Karen?
I was just going to ask a question about it. So I have had the TikTok app for some time, and somehow I actually get emails showing me various content creators, if that's what you want to call. I get emails, and so from time to time when I get the email, if it's somebody that I like, I'll click and then I'm on TikTok. But generally speaking, I mean, though I have the app, I don't even know what my password is. I can't even remember how I even got the thing. But what I will say that I was really astounded by is, and this is probably not news to anybody, but it was just news to me, that there are people on TikTok. I mean, they are giving you lots of life hacks, all right, a better way to do whatever it is. So you can get that from TikTok. I watch some people who do that, and I presume that the more people watch them, they're monetized in some way. But then I also see a lot of direct sales on TikTok, what I would call direct sales, which I was very leery of. But one time, there was this person who was showing this mop that I was, mopping bucket, that I had been wanting to get, and the price was cheaper than I had been able to find. So I went ahead and clicked to buy it, and I was afraid to death. I was absolutely certain that no mop and bucket was going to show up. A few days later, mop and bucket, cheapest price ever. So I guess I'm a seller.
Using TikTok Shop. So that's TikTok Shop, and that's what I said. I got approved to sell. I got approved to TikTok Shop on Tuesday. So
is TikTok Shop different than TikTok?
Yes, that's what I said.
Okay.
Yep.
That's what I'm asking.
Yes, I just said when you when you get to a certain point, like I said, there's levels to this. First of all, you get on TikTok, you can't do live unless you have so many viewers. TikTok is about engagement. So you have to engage with people. What that does is that bring you those people that you saw. You trained already TikTok to show you that because you clicked on it. If you don't want to see that as a person, you click off of it. Because if you click on that type of thing, guess what? Next day you come up, you're gonna have more of those. If you and there's women on there doing other things that they shouldn't be doing, click off of it. If you start clicking on it, then guys, that's what's going to show up on your thing. But we have what we call a TikTok shop. You got to get approved to be on a TikTok shop. Brands will call you just like Amazon and say, hey, can you promote my product? And you, Karen, can make a lot of money because brands are going to call you and say, hey, can you represent this product? And all you got to do is
you get free product because they want you to show the product.
Right. And every time you get a commission like you just did, that person just got paid. That's just another way you can get paid on TikTok, and anybody can get that too.
Something I could potentially see myself doing.
Absolutely, you have the personality. You're going to be in a position where there are people that got truckloads of product at their house every day, saying, "Hey, can you promote this product?" Companies just start sending you stuff, and as an Amazon seller, you can be that person and say, hey, I know this doesn't sell on Amazon, so I don't want to promote this. They don't know that. They don't have that experience. But as an Amazon seller, you can say, hey, you can do, seller amp or whatever and say, hey, this is selling. I'm going to sell this, through me, and you don't have to touch anything. Somebody pushes that button and next thing you know, you get a commission.
Well, let me get the panel's opinion on this. So I'm subscribed to a channel. I can't think of his name. I want to say it's Nate, but his channel is like called Hustle Buddies or something like that. Do you know Hustle Buddies? Is that Nate?
Yeah. Nate Jackson.
Yeah. He put out a video this week where he started this Amazon influencer program thing. And basically you make a video about some item. Let's say I bought these headphones. I found them listed on Amazon. Now I can make a video, and it's not polished. It's just a regular video. You pull out your phone, you do a little review, you get a commission if it sells. And he said in very quick order, he's making like $250 a week on this.
Easy.
Are any of you guys doing that?
You can take, once you get into TikTok, you can go. That's a TikTok and affiliate. So there's TikTok shop and a TikTok affiliate. You can turn around and take a picture and take a video of everything in your house. And
but I'm talking specifically with Amazon.
That's an Amazon affiliate program. Go on Amazon. Well, you can't go on there until you reach a certain level because Amazon, just call it Amazon. You can go on Amazon right now and go down to the bottom, and there's two types. There's an Amazon Associates that you can take Amazon products and put them on Pinterest, put them on Etsy, and you can get paid. Okay, that's one way. The second way is you got to be an Amazon affiliate. But in order to be an Amazon affiliate, you got to have so many followers on TikTok first. And you know what? You just take a picture.
Or another. I think any of these major social media platforms, I think.
Well, I know Amazon is and TikTok is like I said, prevalent. That's why I said there's different levels. I mean, we just talked about 4 or 5 different levels that you can get paid on TikTok, and we're not even talking about getting paid for your views. Once you hit 10,000 views, you're making $5,000 to $10,000 almost a week.
Wow! And you think that this can be done? How long do you think you realistically need to keep consistent with this to get to that level?
First of all, you're absolutely right. You got to be consistent, but once again, you got to know how to I never can say that word. The algorithm work.
I got you.
You have to be engaging. Followers don't mean anything. That's not the key. The key to is engaging with other people like we're doing, but not talking, but in words. So when you look at other people's, pages, you engage and you get in the comments and you make comments. What happens is TikTok sees that you are not a bot. You are a player. You are, you know what I mean? And they start pushing you up, and they start giving you more and more benefits. You're going to wake up one day and say, hey, you automatically got entered in this. You got automatically entered in that. You're going to say, how did that happen? And just for instance, you have to have 500 followers in order to go live on TikTok in order to be able to make money. I got it because I was engaged with other people. I got selected to go live at 300 views.
Has anybody in the panel ever done Amazon merch?
I applied for it. I got approved for it, but I never really followed through on it.
Okay.
We
Amazon
applied
merch.
for it.
What's Amazon
Yeah,
merch?
Amazon merch, for example, if you wanted to get into the t-shirt business, Amazon, all you got to do is come up with the design and you list it on Amazon. And when a t-shirt sells, Amazon does the printing, the
KDP.
fulfillment, and then they give you a percentage. It was a big thing, I'm going to say about 5 years ago. It's still going on, but I don't know.
Let me tell you the difference. What happens now is they're Printified. It's called Printified, and another company called Kiddo.com. They do that for you. So they connect with Amazon, and you give them a design. They will post it on Amazon KTP, and then they'll turn around when they buy it, they ship it out for you. So it's another avenue that you can go to with these companies called Printified and Kiddo. I think it's Kiddo. They'll do that same thing as Amazon on print on demand. And once somebody buys you make your design like the hat, and once somebody buys, next thing you know, you get a commission.
Do you ever watch this sister on YouTube? Her name is Noelle.
Mm-hmm.
She was talking about
Black girl.
Yeah.
She
was talking about that on a video I just watched recently. And
Very
I know
good.
it was recent because what she wanted to do was take advantage of Trump's popularity. She's not a Trump supporter, but she wanted to cash in on his diehard fans.
Yes, and that's that they call that the trend. They said that anytime something happens as a trend, you make you follow the trends. So anytime something in politics happens, you make a T-shirt about Trump, just like the election, the inauguration, and you put that on a T-shirt. People are going to buy it because that's what the trend is at that particular time, and that's how people are making money on that as a print and demand. Believe me, guys, I ain't trying to know it all, but I looked into everything. But I follow a lot of people because the thing is, for me, this is what I do full time. I'm not I don't have a, so this is what I do full time, and that's why I give people a lot of information, and I think about a lot of information. So that is the print on demand that you can do. And like I said, those companies like Kiddo, Printify, they'll do everything for you. They do cups, they do whatever, and they'll just send it out, whenever somebody buys, and all they do is give you a commission. That's what they do.
We do that now.
There you go,
print on demand.
Yep.
You use Printify?
Yeah. If I can get the other half to come down, she can explain it all. She's all in it.
I bought a T-shirt from them, and I bought. Let's see, what else did I buy? I bought a book.
From Printify?
I bought just a book from Nate.
Do you know there's a lady who does the associate program, the Amazon associate program? You know what she sells? Furniture. Never touches it. Furniture. She sells everything big. Furniture.
Yeah, because you get a bigger the higher ticket items.
That's
you
correct.
Get a better.
That's now the springtime is coming. What is she selling? She's promoting patio furniture. She's promoting that, and it comes directly from Amazon. There's a big commission on it because it's big, and it's like I said, they ship it right to the house. Comes from Amazon. She's making a killing, and all she does is go by the seasons.
Amazon sells cars now, so who makes the deal on that one? What about the return policy? Talk to me on that one too.
Well, there's always.
I think if I'm going to be honest, and we try to be honest here. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you got to get out of your own way.
Yes.
And I am sure, if I'm honest, and I am, that, many of these things would be within the realm of possibility for me. And in fact, I could see myself doing quite well. The issue is I'm in my own way. I have preconceived notions about what it is and what it isn't, and what's involved, and so it just would require me getting out of my own way.
Karen,
sometimes we're in our own way.
Karen, and this is exactly why TikTok is so popular, because the same person that has the same ideas and inner way is talking to you right now. And this, you know what? When you connect with that person, you change your mindset. It's like I said, you know, and I know I talk a lot about digital products and things like. There was that same young lady that I was talking to, and she was like, you know, was on my live. She didn't want to show her face, and she didn't have to. She was making a pecan pie for Thanksgiving, and she was just showing her hands. And I'm scared to be on. I'm scared to be on showing my face. Her pecan pie for showing her hands got so many views that she said, you know what? She quit her job and started cooking on TikTok, and she's making a living just cooking whatever she's cooking, because there's 5 billion people on the internet. They want to see what you got in your head. And now she, you know, me and her, we're making a digital ebook on how to make a pecan pie. Now, Nate might not want it, Horace might not want it, but Frank might want to know how to make you know, he might pay $7 to figure out how to make a pecan pie. Frank might have an ideal about sports, which he does. He can put that in the ebook and sell it. $10, $15. He can make another $100 a month, $100 a week. Frank knows this. He already knows this. What you have in your head, I don't know what you have in your head. I don't know what Nate has in his. Well, Nate already writing books and stuff, so he's already on top of it. There's so much stuff that Horace you went through that people want to know about. How to be a trucker, how to get your license. There's a lot of people that don't know how to get the CDL license. I know I got mine, and you know what? You can put that in the ebook, do it on a digital product, and sell that for $10. Put that. Well,
let me ask you. Let me ask you.
Boom.
Let me ask you this. Sticking with TikTok, you know, when you look back, TikTok really blew up and kind of pioneered the short form content. And of course, that resonated well with kids because they ain't got no attention spans anyway. They're just constantly scrolling. Are you saying, because I've never been on TikTok, are you saying that it is no longer the platform for short form content, and now we can get into longer form content, or does it need to stay short?
But see, and I'm glad you asked that question, because this is what these politicians thought it was. They thought it was corrupting kids because it started out as a dancing and funny kid thing. So these old dudes, a lot of these guys never been on TikTok. These guys in the Senate are 90 years old. They named what's TikTok. They thought TikTok was
my child be on TikTok.
Right, but they thought TikTok was manipulating kids. They thought it was a dance entertainment. This is why TikTok is so popular today, because it's about engagement and engagement with older people instead of kids anymore.
But how long can the content be?
It doesn't matter. Listen, it depends on what you're talking about. You want to do a live? I do a live. I get people. I've been there for a while, so they know who I am. I get maybe 30 people right away from the beginning. Boom. I don't even know who these people are. Some of them are my friends, but they just send me 30 people. If I can talk about things like we're talking about for an hour or 30 minutes, they send me another 50. They send me another 100. There are people online staying there for 3 and 4 hours. You know why? Because the more they stay on, the more people come into the live. Generic. TikTok doesn't send them their way.
Okay, so now you're talking live, but on YouTube.
No. I'm sorry. Let's go back to what you're saying. Once you get monetized, your videos have to be 1 minute long.
But for you to understand my what I'm trying to visualize, if I'm going to start to move my content more towards TikTok and away from YouTube, my YouTube videos are typically 20 minutes, maybe longer. Would that type of content work, or is that too long for TikTok?
It will work, but why would you make a video that long when you can do a live that long and make it better? Get more personal. You can save it and you can post those online. There's nothing going to stop you from posting that. But in order to
live versus video, okay.
Right? But once you get to a certain point, a minute. If you get paid once a video is on there for a minute. So let's say, for instance, perfect example. I did a video on shipping a package out, FBM. How long is that video? That video got over, I don't know, 1,200 views.
Mm-hmm.
And I got paid on it.
Well, I'm going to say this. If Karen does it, and if TikTok comes back, I'm going to be on.
Listen, I'm going to tell you guys right now. You guys got to understand that and nobody did this to me. You guys want to get on TikTok? I told you this before. You get on live with me, you're automatically going to get boosted because, oh my goodness, this is really crazy. When you interact with people on your live, TikTok knows. So you're interacting with me, which is tapping the screen, giving me some comments and everything else. They see you, and now they're starting to boost you up in, up into the arena.
Mhm. Mhm.
See what I mean? This is what YouTube and everybody don't have this. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's a different beast. That's why there's so many people disappointed, because there's so many people who have, I'm not going to say have no talent, but there's so many people on there just being real and they're getting paid a lot of money. How do you get paid for cooking breakfast? You notice on TikTok that people are posting their dinners, because every time you post something, you are being engaging, and TikTok sees that and they say, hey, Horace, Karen, they're in our system, so let's push them up. And they have a point system like Amazon when you are a good seller compared to a bad seller. When you are a seller who engages, or a person who engages on TikTok, guess what? You go up to the top. So when Karen opens up her TikTok, guess who shows up? You, Horace. Why? Because you are being engaged. Why are you going to her system? Because they're pushing you. Why? When you sign up in your TikTok, you get these people, because those people are people that TikTok wants you to see. They want you to buy whatever they have. They want you to notice those people. And you're like, I don't know who this guy is. TikTok knows you know who it is. This is why people are doing this on a consistent basis. They're there every day, because the more you are involved, the more you are at the top of whatever you're selling, whatever you're trying to do, you're at the top of the ticket. And when people come in TikTok, which is about 1.3 million people, you're going to be pushed out to those people. They call that the For You page.
Fascinating.
It is. And that's why it is fast. It is so much to know about it. But once you get to that point where you know what to do, and you do that on a consistent, right, Horace, on a consistent basis, guess what? You can leave here. I know you don't want to. That's why most people leave their jobs. Nate knows. It's an amazing tool, and I didn't know this before I got involved. And this is why my Facebook account, my YouTube account, I would put 90% of my energy into TikTok, because there's 8 different ways to make money on TikTok compared to 2 different ways to make money on YouTube. Now, don't get me wrong, YouTube pays the highest, but TikTok has many different ways. TikTok Shop, TikTok Amazon affiliate, TikTok Shop. Come on, I can go on and on and on. And
it's a shorter window. It's like less you gotta do on TikTok to get monetized.
Here we go.
On YouTube,
Absolutely.
you gotta get 1,000 subscribers,
100,000. You know what I mean?
And it's 1,000 subscribers and 4,000
watch hours, which is incredible to do. And they monetize you very easily, because, like you said, if you say something you're not supposed to, whatever the situation is, I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah, you gotta watch how you talk on YouTube.
And on TikTok, they TikTok, you don't get no warning. They just don't post it. So if somebody says something, there was a friend of mine who did a live, and she did a invite live. You can't drink and you can't have music on a live. She had her music playing in the background, because she's trying to make the mood. They sent her they sent her right there and said, hey, you gotta turn off your music. They didn't shut her down. They didn't penalize her. They just told her you gotta shut off your music.
Gotta go. They know.
It's just like with Walmart. Walmart's not going to shut down your account when you got something on and you can't sell. Walmart's going to send you an email, or they're going to put an error in that, and say, hey, they're not going to shut your account down. There's going to be an error. You're not allowed to sell this particular product. You put that on Amazon, and Amazon will shut your account down. TikTok doesn't do that.
What gives me pause, as funny as this is going to sound, it actually sounds very easy.
It is. And you got people who are on there. I don't mean to say this, because this is true. There are people on there with special needs that can't work, and they're making a ton of money.
True.
Because people feel them. There's a friend of mine, so she can't go to work, and they fired her because she has chronic pain, so she can't go to work. So she missed a lot of time. She got on TikTok and was telling people that she got fired because she has chronic pain. You know how many people got chronic pain and can't work? Her TikTok channel went through the roof.
This person, but I've seen a know what to call them, videos, reels,
Yes.
similar to
Yes.
that, where a person had a situation. And so basically they're just,
Yeah.
talking about their situation, updating
yeah.
about their situation,
And getting paid. And getting
updating.
paid.
Horace, who's Bap Rax? Bap, I don't know how. Look and see.
think that's
Making portable arcades.
that's spam. Somebody's trying to promote
And that's and
portable
right.
arcades or something.
There, because the thing is that on TikTok, there are kids on TikTok making a ton of money on video games.
So
Playing video games. Did you hear me?
yeah.
They're
So
playing video games.
what I was trying to express to you is what gives me pause is that it just seems easy. Now, when you get to be my age, you've been here long enough, and life experiences has taught you that anything that seems too easy.
No.
Now
Horace,
you've been around
let me tell
about
you
as long as me.
TikTok might be the one
So you
exception.
do understand.
Thank you.
You do understand why I feel that.
This is what you need to do. You need to go on TikTok because you know what the problem is? 90% of people on TikTok are people who lost their retirement, older people who got left from their jobs and they have no place to go. My sister just retired and she makes a lot of money, but she has nothing to do. I told her to open up, and she had a TikTok account and she never used it. I said, well, you can go on TikTok, tell Karen, you can tell people about your schooling, about your job, and how you work forever, and now you retired. And you could just tell that story, Karen. You know it. You know better than me. You can chronicle your journey and consistency. Believe me, consistency.
It's crazy how interested people
are
in people regular. I thought about doing like some type of vlog with me and my son. I thought about doing
Frank,
that.
you would make a ton of money.
Frank,
you would make a ton of money doing that because you know what? Out of 5 billion people, I guarantee you, men who have sons, all been through that. There are dads who are stay-at-home dads, and you can go into TikTok, and I'm gonna tell you what you do. You go into TikTok and type whatever you want. You can type in, truckers, retired people with no income, whatever you want, and you will see for yourself. But all I'm telling you is that be consistent. That's what it's all about, being consistent. There are people who go on there live in the morning, noon, and night. You don't have to do all that. But if you go on there every day, people are going to say, when is Horace coming back on? I need my horse.
Yeah. I thought about doing it when we in the car. I thought about doing it like on car
Frank,
ride.
You thought about it. Now, let me express a little bit more. It's okay. It's coming out just right. I express a little bit of what's on my mind, and you guys come in and kind of fill in for me. I'm not. Here's the thing about it. I have to think, all right, if I'm gonna do this, it's great when you hear you, Ambrose, saying you can make a ton of money, or even Frank, you can make a ton of money. But we have to, in my mind, you have to be serious. You have to literally commit enough time to make it work. Now, here's what I know. I know what works. When I go get in a truck, I know that money's coming. When I do something on Amazon, I know what's coming.
Can I interject real quick?
Well, let me finish expressing, and that way you can address exactly what I'm feeling. I'm thinking, okay, when somebody says you can make a ton of money just doing this and doing that on TikTok, okay, that sounds good, but that never seems to happen for me. It's kind of like, you know what? The lotto is up this high. And look who just won. Well, let me internalize that. That could be me. But what are the real chances of me making a ton of money winning the lotto? I mean, life just doesn't typically work that way for me.
I think I know why though.
And so what I'm saying is this. What I'm saying is this. When I show you guys this is numbers. I would probably need to see some numbers from somebody. Now, we're family in this group. So whoever's gonna do this, you got to show me something that really gets me excited. I'm a little older, so I'm past somebody just saying you can make a ton of money. And if I go look at somebody on TikTok, they ain't gonna tell me what's really good. I don't know what they're making. The only people I can rely on is the people in this family to tell me and share with me. And we don't have to do it out here because we're family and we do, we communicate beyond YouTube. One of y'all gonna have to show me some numbers because potential, I'm too old for that. I gotta see something. Does that make sense, Frank?
Yes, it does make sense. Hit him with it, Frank. Hit him with it, Frank.
I think what Ambrose is saying, as far as like the TikTok, you don't have to do nothing different than what you're doing. You just documenting it and putting it on TikTok. So, like when you say, "I'm a truck driver and I'm gonna get money," well, you just document it and get more money. That's what I think. I think that's
actually
doing
making
nothing
a lot
different.
of sense to me. And
Until
because I do know somebody personally that it was like literally everything Ambrose been saying about TikTok. He been saying the same thing for the longest about getting on TikTok and all of that. So I'm pretty.
Listen to me.
Wait a minute. Frank, go back. You said you know somebody and they're making how much money?
I don't have an exact number, but I can ask them. But yeah, they
listen to me. I'm going to show you. Listen to me. Can you see this? Okay. Can you see that?
Yes.
549.
I made that. Oh, can you see this? Let's see here. I'm trying to get it because TikTok just came back up for me.
$5.41.
I was on live yesterday for 30 minutes.
Okay.
Before they shut down.
Okay.
That was my TikTok account, and that's what I got paid for being on live for 30 minutes.
Can you download the app today?
Yes, because now it's up and running. It's fully up and running now. I just got connected. This is what before you couldn't even get on the app, Karen. But all I'm trying to tell you is this. This is I'm just telling you because I'm a small fry, and this is what they do. Oh my goodness, everybody's back on. Oh my goodness, because you see people starting to come back on because people that I know. Let me show you something else, and this is for real. And let me tell you something. I will tell people all the time. You are going to be the arbitrator of your income, and what I mean by that is that if you don't do this, then that's up to you, because it's not that you got to do anything special. You're doing what you already do. And that's the key. You're not doing anything special. You're not packing. You're not shipping. You're not doing anything like that. I want to show you something real quick.
I definitely would try it at this point, but I wouldn't go into it necessarily thinking I'm going to get rich quick.
Listen, can I see this?
It would be just something I just venture off into and see what it is.
Can you guys see that? What does that say?
Your live rewards.
For how many?
500 views. 4 likes.
What I'm trying to tell you is that the more views you get, the more money you make. I got put into another tier of making money because I got 500 views on one of my posts. That's the
I think I get it. Now this I get. I'm picking up what you're putting down, Ambrose. I got it.
But for me and for you, Horace, it's about being consistent and being real. That's what it's all about, man. You're looking too much into it. And I know when you have a job, I've been there. You got a job, so therefore your job is what you get paid twice a week, once a month, and you get paid a lot of money, you get once a month. That makes you feel comfortable. When I first started in Amazon, and this is why I talk different from you guys. I talk different from you guys because I don't have a 9-to-5. I talk different from you guys because I'm not living on a pension. Sorry, Karen. If you are, I don't know if you are or not. But I talk differently because this is what I do. This is my 9-to-5.
Okay.
So when you talk to me about my 9-to-5, I get up in the morning, I post a couple of reels, right? I do that I do whatever I want to do during the day. I do a couple of reels at night. In the afternoon. Then I might go live at night. That's my job. That's my day. Now, if you come in here and tell me you ain't doing that and you wonder why you ain't making money, don't talk to me. I had a friend of mine.
Like a job.
Thank you. I had a friend of mine, and I'm not saying you have to do that, but that's what I do.
Yeah.
I had a friend of mine that said, hey, I want to sign up for your digital products, but I want you to show me 4 of your last payouts. I ain't doing that. People online do that and be posting all these numbers and stuff. You don't know if they're real or not, just like with those bars. You don't know what's going on with those bars when they post those bars. So I don't do that stuff. Never did. That's like you going to a job and asking your manager or the dude that's interviewing you, hey, can I see your paycheck and see how much you make? Who does that? You ain't gonna do that.
But what you
would
do,
go to a job
what
like
you
that.
what you will do when you go to a job, you'll trade time for money.
Right.
And you know exactly how much you're going to be compensated.
No.
I know
No.
I do.
Yes, but you do. But see, when I 90% of the people that work today work on commissions and work on sales.
You just said 90% of the people that work today.
That's right. I don't care. You in some form of sales. I don't care if you work in a corporation where you do I'm in finance, you do finance, you got to get people to invest with you. Those are sales. I don't care how you call it.
You said 90% of the people that work today.
Thank you. Yes.
See, I'm around people that work in labor.
Thank you. Because you're up. Let me tell you something. You work up north and in the Midwest. I was in Connecticut. You either had a factory job, or you was a truck driver, or you worked for the city or the state. Right? That's what mid-America, Midwestern America, up north, that's the way we lived. Okay. I worked for a company called Sikorsky's for a long time. I built helicopters. I wasn't in sales. You couldn't tell me nothing. I built my helicopters and I went home. I worked first shift, second shift, third shift. I had a union. I go home.
Okay.
That's a very small percentage. Most people work in sales, pharmaceutical sales, sales, whatever you call it, whether you're in the office or not, sales. So when you go in for a sales job, you can't sit there and say, am I going to make 100,000? The potential if you're going to make 100,000, but if you don't go to work, you ain't going to make no money because you're working on a commission. Real estate agents. I had a real estate company. I had a mortgage company. You work for commission. I can't tell you you're going to make. I used to have people work for me, come in there and do 2 sales, make $6,000-$7,000 on a deal. I wouldn't see them for 3 months.
I didn't know you worked for Sikorsky. Doesn't Lockheed?
That's right. They own them now. That's correct. And Lockheed is a big company down here in Florida.
Major defense contract.
That's correct. My family was in defense. That's where I'm from. So I know where you guys are, and I know where you're coming from. When you are in a position where you're getting a check every week, it's hard for you to make that transmission and say, hey, there's people online making a ton of money. I have a friend of mine make $40,000 a month on TikTok, YouTube, those 3 avenues.
Okay, well, how long do you think would you estimate it took him? Because you got to remember, I'm not just working a job. I've proven that I can do things.
Okay,
I can do things. Hold on a second. I can do things in conjunction with the regular job. I'm not just locked in an employee mindset. But if you're showing me $5, I know you that well, Ambrose. You're expecting to do a lot more than that.
I'm telling you, I just got monetized this week to do that. I just got monetized on Tuesday, and on Friday when they were shutting down, I went online to see what everybody was doing, and because I got monetized on Tuesday, I made $6 for a half hour. And I told you, I'm the smallest person in here. I'm not even fully monetized because I don't have 10,000 views yet. All I'm telling you is that when I hit 500 views, they monetize me. I go online, I get monetized.
Can you give me a realistic expectation? If
the realistic expectation
I
for
was
you
to
is,
put in the kind of time that you're putting in, when will I get to some life-changing type money?
All right, well, let me tell you something. Let me ask you this question. I'm going to ask you a question first.
Okay.
When you started your real estate business, you wasn't working, correct?
No, I don't have.
I'm sorry. Your Amazon. You was working, correct?
Yes.
How motivated were you?
I was very motivated
because when I was working and I was making, working in corporate America, I wasn't as motivated as when I stopped working when I was doing Amazon. So when I was going to the stores, when I was going to the outlets, when I was going buying all this stuff, I was like, you know what? Let me take a chance on this. Why? Because I had a check coming in. I didn't use all these softwares, Amazons, whatever. And that's just a mentality that you have that you got to move. When I stopped working, I was very precise about what I bought in order to make a profit. Why? Because I didn't have that safety net of a job that I deal with. And you could do that. You do that. It's subconscious. That's a subconscious thing. And I can't go into your psyche to say, hey, how are you going to be? Are you going to be aggressive? I'm aggressive because I work.
That's why
do.
My question was, for someone that's going to put in the amount of effort that you're putting in,
okay,
what could they realistically, when would they start to see some significant numbers? What would be your estimate? Especially if you know somebody that's making 40,000.
I know a girl who I befriended. She makes $2,500 a show when she goes on. It took her a week.
It took her a week?
A week. And it took her a week because she does that I had to learn. I had to learn how to do a live. Listen to me. Yo, you think I wanted to get on live? Don't get me wrong. She'd been on YouTube before, so she had that presence, and she had that presence online. I had to learn how to get online because I wasn't used to being on live. I wasn't being this. To me, this is new. I just started going live in the day after Christmas.
Hey, Kim is out there.
Kim looks familiar to me. Kim looks familiar. That photo looks familiar. Is she a TikToker? Because I think that Kim looks definitely familiar to me.
Kim, are you on TikTok? Kim is definitely, she's a working class hustler. She's been out here before.
So my thing is that, let's say, for instance, I had to learn how the algorithm works. I learned you have to train it. As I said, Karen, things come up on your account that you don't like, do not engage, because now the algorithm don't know. I had to learn to don't look at things. I don't want to do basketball, so I don't look at basketball stuff. I'm not a trucker, so I don't look at trucker stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You got to train it to say, hey, when you train the algorithm to send you truckers or people who have been in the trucking business, you can make money within a week. You can make $10,000, $20,000 within a week. See, I had to learn that. I had to learn that, and I'm still learning. So therefore, I don't like making claims like that, because the fact of the matter is that was my first payout was like 5 cents. That was before. And like I said, TikTok closed on Friday. I was there on Friday. I made $5, almost $6 on Friday. Mm-hmm. And that's because my viewership and my ability to reach more people is going up every day. I go online every day. Are you going to go online every day?
I will tell you this, Ambrose. I gotta hand it to you. You were very confident that TikTok wasn't going nowhere.
It's too big,
and I was thinking to myself, he's wrong. Well, you know what? You were right.
I was, because it's too big.
And the thing of it is I was paying attention to your level of confidence. I mean, you were not shaken in the least.
Nope.
You had no doubt in your mind. And I'm like, this dude.
Because the thing is that once and I didn't mean to cut you off, but you don't know Amazon until you sell on Amazon. You can listen to all these gurus all day long, but we know what Amazon is. We know the dirt and the gritty, what we got to do with Amazon. I'm in the trenches with TikTok, and I never was before. Before I got into this, forget TikTok. TikTok scared me, because like I said, just like we can, when I signed up with TikTok, I had all these strange people on my feed all the way. I don't want to look at this guy. I don't look at that. It scared me. I'm an old dude too. So you have to learn and accept it for what it is, and you realize once you get involved with it. Just like I don't know how to drive. Well, I do know how to drive a truck, but let's say, for instance, I don't know what you go through every day. I do, because I was, I used to drive a truck. I used to drive for UPS. I know, but the average person don't know what it's like to be a truck driver. You guys got that knowledge in your head, and if you guys talk about that knowledge, guess what? You can give people more insights.
Hey, Ambrose. Yeah. Hey, Ambrose, you better talk to Kim. She says she got a tech channel on TikTok that, if I understood this correct, she needs to build.
Listen to me. Look me up on TikTok, AMPP.
I think you're muted.
Me?
No, Karen.
I was just saying, Kim also said, no, not really. And I don't know exactly when that comment came in and what it refers to. So Kim, tell us.
We were asking, was she on TikTok? Because Ambrose thought he might have seen her on TikTok.
She looks familiar.
Oh, okay.
But she does have a tech channel that she needs to build. Probably haven't been out there in a while.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, listen to me. You look me up on TikTok, okay? I'm gonna put that in the chat.
Okay.
We'll work it out. That's my handle on TikTok.
My TikTok, that boy completely ain't showing nothing.
Because listen to me,
You don't have it.
if you don't get involved, they don't know what they're gonna do. Why would they push you when they don't know what's going
No,
on?
what
with
I'm
you?
saying, no. I'm saying like it's like as far as the band go, like it's not showing nothing.
Don't worry,
Oh,
it will.
it will. It's
Because-
they're restoring it.
Right.
takes a while.
Yeah, because I know when Karen was saying that hers was working, mine was not. Now mine is working, and not only is mine working, but it's starting to upload my videos that I put on there too. So let me show you guys something else, because you guys want to talk about, you got to post, you got to be involved. This is my front page, and like I said, this front page just came up.
Okay,
see
hold
that?
hold that for a second. Let me put you on big. Okay.
You see that?
Yeah.
Just came up. You see how I post all the time? You see that?
Yeah.
You about to be involved, and you're going to be doing that. Let me show you something. Let me show you something here real quick. Let me see if I can find this. You see that right there?
Yeah.
Look, what is that?
Your kitchen. And
What is it? Thank you. What do you see on the other side?
What you mean?
You see those things going up? No, you see those pictures? You see those pictures? You see those pictures going up?
Yeah, those are
people on the line.
Are those
Thank you.
people watching?
Thank you. Yeah.
Tripping me out. This is tripping me out, Ambrose. Like, what in the hell?
Do you know? But do you
What's
know
going
what?
on?
Do you know what's one of the most popular videos on TikTok is?
No.
Cooking and cleaning.
Wow.
You cleaning your
That
house.
would motivate me to do both, because I'm really not big on either one.
Karen, I told you this is for you, because you can be online. Just 3 things that I would do for you, Karen.
Okay.
You could be online doing what you do when we're on here, which is packing your stuff and sending it to Amazon. And you could be talking in the background or having some music playing in the background. You don't really need to talk. You can put it on screen, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can be on there cleaning your house,
Mm-hmm.
and you can be on there cooking. I'm not trying to say it's that easy. All I'm trying to tell you, man, is that you will not believe how people are making money on this thing. You will not believe it.
I mean, I'd be willing. I absolutely would be willing to try it. Again, I'm not trying it with the expectation that I'm going to buy a Lamborghini with
should.
The revenue next week.
Listen to me. I'm not telling you. And Horace, to your point, you can turn around, Horace, and you can make as much money as you want. How's that? This is like with Amazon. You can make as much money as you want if you work hard, but you have a number that you make on Amazon, 10,000, 12,000, and that's when you start slowing up or you start relaxing when you get to that point. Everybody has a number in their head. There is no number in your head, and I tell people all the time when you want to make money on TikTok, and I'm not talking about the other ones. I'm talking about TikTok because that's where I'm at, and that's where I'm going to be. But the thing is that you have to be you, and if you be you, authentic you, your income level is out. You can, once somebody believe in you, they'll buy anything from you.
Okay.
When I had my real estate company, there were certain people that I wouldn't even deal with. I meet you and you start talking crap and you start going crazy. I'm sorry, I'm not the realtor for you. Because you're not gonna drive me crazy. But Horace, I guarantee you, Horace, you can make more money, and that's what people are doing, than you making at your trucking job. And the problem is that most people who have left their jobs and have been displaced in one form or fashion, they have came to TikTok and made a living more than they ever did on a 9-to-5. And this is why I promote 9-to-5 leavers and retirees in my videos, because there are a lot of people who, not you, because you happy about your job. There's a lot of people who are, I would say 90% again, are people who are not happy at their job and don't know where to go, don't know where to turn.
Well, I have to say, you what you've been saying today is really resonating with the panel.
You know why? Because you got to hit that pain point.
That's right.
You
That's
got to
right.
hit that pain point, and that's why I said TikTok. You got to be real, because everybody feels, not everybody, but a lot of people feel the same way you do. A lot of people feel they have no retirement. A lot of people feel that they're working too hard. They ain't making enough money. A lot of people feel that they ain't gonna have no retirement. A lot of people need to do something else because, in it, this is what I say in my lives. 2024, you know, Christmas just left and your credit cards are maxed out. Are you going to be sitting here in 2026 saying the same thing? Or are you going to listen to a guy like me and get involved?
Well, the way I feel about it is I love to work. That's why they call me La Machine. My work is akin to a flowing river. It never stops. But if it's gonna flow, I might as well direct it towards something that's gonna give me more results. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do this crap for free. So I might as well.
So listen to me. So your
income,
right. So your attitude is better than most people's attitudes, because the thing is that your attitude is a work. You know, I treat this like a job. Most people don't. And then when they don't succeed, then they say, "Hey, stay off. I'm going back to work. Get off the internet. Oh, the internet ain't working for me. Blah blah blah." And you ask them one question, and this is why I don't do income claims. What did you do? Well, you know, I woke up at 12, made a video, and I went back to sleep. You know, I was out there with the kids in the backyard. You know what I mean? Watching the trees
at the party.
At the party, I was out late last night. I don't talk to people like that because I don't have anything to say to somebody like that, because I'm like you. I'm a hard worker. I'm from up north. We worked hard. So if you take this into consideration, you got to take it into consideration that you're going to be working hard at it. If you ain't working hard at it, then you know what? You ain't going to make no money.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way it is.
There's a lot of different variables in that, though, because it depends on who you are, where you're from, how you were raised, and what your thoughts are. For us,
yes,
we're of a certain age. We know, shoot, we were out there 9 years old, damn near working, having a job. I'm the oldest. I was taking care of my sister and brother. These aren't my babies. They're yours. But what I'm talking about is what you know, what works for you. For us, what works for us is multiple streams of income. And everybody should have that. Everybody should. And TikTok is working well for you, and it works well for a lot of people. But if, let's just say, it doesn't come back, what are all them people going to do? The ones that have other streams, they're going to be okay. They're going to figure out how to adapt and overcome. The ones that didn't plan for the crash, those are the ones that you see on TV, hooting and hollering, screaming and crying, and this was my income. But you had an idea, you had an inkling, however many months ago, that something could happen. If something could happen, I'm going to look, just like Horace, when he had that inkling that there's something going on with this truck company, I might need to start looking somewhere else. He started looking somewhere else. And when it crashed, he was good because he was already somewhere else. If you have multiple streams of income, if one of them goes down, it may still hurt depending on how much you were making off of that one, but you still have options. Without options, you're stuck like Chuck.
I know let me hold on one second. Let me jump in there, because I think that is a huge point. And here's the reason why. You know, like I said, Ambrose, I think you're really affecting how we view TikTok. But what we just went through was a close call with TikTok that shows you that it can be taken away at a moment's notice. It can be. And when you think that it's not, you're like General Motors. You're like these big giants that think that it can't happen. Multiple streams, I can't argue with Elizabeth on that.
Okay, let me tell you something. My sister worked for GE for a long time. GE had it locked down. What happened with GEs? They didn't change. All these other companies, IBM and whatever, IBM the same way. All these companies. See, people don't know GE was a finance company, and when they changed the rules of financing, they had to sell off their finance division. Took them down, and they had nothing else going on. IBM the same way. They thought everybody's going to buy the same computer all the time, and these other ones came up, and they didn't change. When you are online, you have a different mentality, and I mean that you don't want to work. Anybody who has been online knows that there's a platform that can go away anytime. If you don't, something's wrong with you. Anybody that I know on the online arena, they're also on YouTube, they're also on Facebook, and they're also on IG. That's correct. So, Elizabeth, I know what you're saying. That's true. But the people who don't think that way, I can't wrap my head around those people. But what I'm saying is that when you're on these platforms, you already know that hey, people get demonetized on YouTube all the time. Look it up. I got demonetized. You get on these platforms. This is not, you don't own anything. But Horace, let me ask you a question. You're in the same boat. Because if your job wakes up and says, we ain't going to deliver no more gas and oil, you in the same situation. So tell me what is different between you and me. The only difference between you and me is that I'm thinking, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm thinking online. So if I'm online, and just like Elizabeth said, we are entrepreneurs first. We got TikTok, we got Instagram, we got, so-and-so. And not only that, like I told you, I'm in the digital products. So therefore, I'm selling my digital ebooks on different, avenues like Pinterest. Anybody who is in this industry that is serious, they have it all over the place. Pinterest, Etsy, eBay, Walmart. My Walmart sales this last week was great. So, if you think that way, when you only think, and what I mean is that one reason why I'm saying that people go crazy about TikTok, going down, is because TikTok was the most money out of all three of the platforms that was making. So they put more time and energy in TikTok. I know a lot of people moved over or started, I see it already, start doing the same spiel on YouTube, up that up. But when you got something that's making you a lot of money like TikTok, you're going to put more energy in the TikTok avenue than you will YouTube, whatever. That doesn't say you throw them away. That doesn't say you don't use them. It's just that you put more money into the one that's making you more money. Just like with Amazon and Walmart. Amazon is making you more money than Walmart. Guess what? You're going to put more energy in Amazon. And you ain't giving up either one.
Basket. Don't put it all in one basket, because what you're saying is fine. But if you don't have an option, is what I'm saying. You need to have an option. Because
I'm sorry,
a lot of people that have happened with this Amazon thing that just happened in 2024. We know a lot of people that were, when I say huge sellers. One lady in particular makes $1 million a year. $1 million, and her shop was shut down.
Yeah.
However, she had other income, so she was able to pivot. Now, don't get it hurt. If you're making $1 million, and all of a sudden it's gone, no warning, no, we're going to shut down, it's gone, and whatever paycheck you were expecting this week, you will not be getting that, because they charge you fees for it.
So it sounds to me like we're all really on the same page.
We are.
Pretty much everybody on this panel has multiple streams, so we're already doing it. I think we're all on one accord when it comes to that.
Is it back?
She could be on the panel too. Let's see. Oh my gosh. Oh my
gosh. See, and the thing is that I knew that it was going to come back. I had no doubt in that. But
you sure didn't.
What I'm saying is that there's so much when you look at is you need multiple platforms. When you look at the situation of selling on Amazon, and we all there, we always in a situation where we sold on Amazon, we sold on Etsy, eBay, Pinterest, and all that other stuff. We all been there. But we are the smart ones, and this is why we are here. This is why we still survive. There's a lot of people that don't think the way we do because their mentality is different. There's a lot of people that think like Horace and are so scared to leave that comfort zone of that 9 to 5 and that paycheck that they're not ever going to be successful on these platforms because they so used to trained, right? Because you are trained to get that paycheck every week. And when you don't know what to do. Oh. And I'm not saying that's you, Horace, but you understand what I'm saying. People want comfortability, and they want to be able to, they want comfortability where, hey, entrepreneurs, as you say, businessmen, they're out there, they're risk takers. If you are not a risk taker, you can't be a business person, period.
I mean, there's
Because
room for everybody. If
yes,
that's who you are, then
exactly.
that's who you are. And there's nothing wrong with
But
making
you know what?
an honest living.
Just like
That's
what you're
fine.
talking about, Karen, you're talking about being exposed to new things and saying, hey, I didn't know that. And if you get exposed to these new things like Amazon, everybody can't be an Amazon seller. You know, we know that, but everybody want to be. But when we tell them the real deal, it's like, whoa, my goodness, I don't have that much credit card. I don't have that much money on my credit card. I don't know the source.
I don't want to work that hard.
I don't want to work that hard. Just like I told you guys, I don't want to go to thrift stores. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
Me neither.
I ain't do. Thrift stores is out for me. But some people live on thrift stores. You know, eBay people that go to thrift stores all the time. I ain't doing it. Sorry.
Well, what you're demonstrating is the fact that everything isn't for everybody. You figure out what works for you, and if you can come up with a hybrid, which is typically
you're gonna get there. You afraid?
Okay, man. We're downloading today.
Listen, the thing is this: my account is coming up. I think my account is coming up because I'm a player. What you guys don't, and I hate to say this, I'm a player, right? So when you are a player in the game, they treat you differently. They treat you differently because you are making their site reach more people. Just like Horace, for you, when you get to be a certain level, guess who's going to be chasing you? Trucking companies, trucking, parts. They're going to say, hey, you know how to do trucks. Can you represent us tires? Can you represent the tire company? Can you represent cab, truck cabs or whatever that's to do with truck? You know that people are going to be looking at you and trying to monetize with you and trying to put ads on your videos. They're not going to do that to me because I'm not a trucker. But truckers were going to find you and going to say, hey, can you put an ad on your video for us? We'll pay you $10,000.
So, I'm going to interject with the two things that I've gotten from this conversation. I've gotten a lot from the conversation, but
thank you.
Big takeaways for me are two things. Number one, first and foremost, no matter what you do as an entrepreneur, and maybe, or definitely, even if you work a 9 to 5,
that's correct.
You need multiple streams of income, period. Everybody does. Because anything, your job, your platform, any of it can be taken away at any time. And so you need to have something. So that's my first big takeaway. And then my second big takeaway, which is really interesting to me, I'll continue to think about this after we are off the live, but is, I have considered myself a reseller, an Amazon seller. If you ask me what I do, I don't say that I'm something different, which is an entrepreneur. Because if you are an entrepreneur, you are not tied to any particular, you don't tie yourself to any particular thing. There are many entrepreneurs that start businesses, they get to a different point and they get rid of them and they're doing other things. So the big question becomes, are you a Amazon seller, a TikToker, or whatever a truck driver, whatever, or are you an entrepreneur? So that's a question Karen has to answer. Miss Karen's got to think about.
Well, you know what? This is so funny. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Go for it.
You guys download that app.
Okay.
And let's do the live. And let's do a live with me next week.
Okay.
And we can have the same conversation on TikTok, and you're going to see the value, and you're going to see the difference. You're going to see that you're going to be talking to 100, 300, 400, maybe 500 people.
Wow.
Can we push our book on your show?
You absolutely can. I want you guys to do exactly what we're doing here and talk about you, and we're going to ask questions, and we're going to go back and forward. The same thing. People are going to ask questions in the live. I'm going to be, monitoring that live, and I'm going to be saying, hey, and you know what the crazy thing about it? You don't have to show your face. We can just go back and forth with the questions, and you can push your situation, and we can have the same conversation. You're going to see the difference. and you're going to see how valuable what you're saying. People are going to be resonating with you. People are going to be getting involved with you. You guys,
okay, let's put it together, Ambrose. Are you saying at 1 o'clock next Sunday we're going to go live and you're going to be the host?
That's correct.
So you're going to send us the link that we can join.
Nope.
Well, how does it work?
You goes and you got my connect me as a friend.
Okay.
And when you connect with me on a friend on TikTok, you know what? I'm AMPP226.
Right.
And here's my email. Please copy my email, because if you guys can't get in, just let me know. Right.
Okay.
So what's going to happen is I'm going to go live at Sunday, and it's going to give you a signal, say bing, and Ambrose is live. My APP is live. All you got to do is jump in. And if it doesn't send you that, you turn around and send me an email, and I'll add you guys into the live. And you know what? And then when you get in there, you can ask to be a co-host, or you can ask to be on the panel. Or I can invite you on the panel.
Gotcha. That sounds great.
And
so
and we can have this conversation, and we can have this same conversation, because this is real. What we're doing here is real. The objects we have is real, and this is what makes it so amazing. Now I'm gonna let you know, just like with this young lady, you saw her. You're gonna have people. It's gonna be quick. It's gonna be moving. I'm telling you, it's gonna be jumping. It's gonna be hopping. You're gonna have people sitting hearts. You're gonna have people. It's gonna be jumping. Don't get scared. You just act like I'm just saying, it is wild.
I'm glad you said that, because if it's too much activity, I'm like, whoa, get off me, bro. You coming too hard. I don't know.
Don't even worry about it. Just roll with it. You know what I mean? It's like, we're gonna be talking like we're talking now, and we're gonna be. There's no subject off. There's no.
Will we have title names under our pictures?
Yeah, you're gonna have your name is gonna be there.
Okay.
Your
I want to coin a name for a multiple streams of income person.
Your
be a multi-streamer.
Going to be there. It's going to be just like on there. And you know what? Because people do this all the time. They had a panel that they was talking about Trump and his inauguration. I didn't want to deal with that. They had another panel with just talking. Listen to me. And I'm not trying to be funny, but the more action that I have on my panel is the more money I make. I'm just telling you, that's the way it goes. And I guarantee you, when we finish with that panel, I'm going to show you how much money I made on that panel. And you can buy, not you, but, guys buy coins and they buy flowers, and flowers is like a penny, and people, if they like your show, they start giving you flowers and tapping on the screen, giving you hearts. And what that shows TikTok is that they like what you're involved in, they like it. So therefore, you're a part of the elite. It's crazy. Okay. It's crazy, and you guys can have all the angst, all the objections, and we can just do what we did today, which is go back and forth, and you know what I mean.
That would be crazy. I think that would be fun. I think it would be. it would be great.
That's why I said, with all this,
get together a little bit early, speaking to the panel members.
Listen to me. You can do it anytime we want. Anytime we have time, I'm going to be on there tomorrow morning. You know what I mean? Hey, that's my job. I'll be on there tomorrow morning, and And it's crazy because sometimes they have those funny things on there clapping. Hey, that was a good question. I don't do that, but I could, sound effects. Hey, that was a good question. Ching, ching, whatever. I don't do all that stuff, but I'm just telling you that's what it's all. It's an TikTok is interactive. They loved interaction. Okay. So the thing that we did right now today, oh my goodness, man, that would have been on fire. Because
so that's what we're going to do next week.
Back and forth. The question was coming back and forth. And then you're going to see people coming on. But I got to let you know, hey, Karen, thanks for joining. Hey, Frank, thanks for being here. I got to acknowledge my people. Because people like to be acknowledged when they come onto your show.
Absolutely.
And they like
and we're all about that. We like that.
I'm just letting you know. Yeah. I'm just letting you know. It's going to be kind of wild and crazy. And you know what? Ain't nothing off limits, man. I mean, promote your book, Nate. Promote everything. Promote everything that you guys got. I don't care. This is what it's all about, man. Get your name out, get your stuff out there. Talk about Amazon. We're gonna talk about, man. Oof.
Well, how about we talk a little bit backstage? Let's say goodbye. Thank you so much for everybody who participated. This was for your benefit. We love you all. As you might have heard, next week we're going to be on TikTok. So if you want to follow us there, you guys what you could either do, you could contact me. You always have my number, you always have, and we can get you through. Or you can look in the comments and contact Ambrose directly so that you know when we're going live and how you can be involved. The Working Class Hustler panel says goodbye. We love you all, and we will see you next time. Peace.